Andrea here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. I'm here with another low carb recipe. I'm going to be trying out low carb chicken pot pie using Carbquik, and I have not tried this before, so once again here is a recipe that you and I are going to do together, and hopefully it comes out good. So I'm not going to waste much time. Let's just get right into it. So I have a large skillet preheating to on medium-high heat. I want it to get nice and hot. And while that heats up, I'm going to start cutting up the chicken that we're going to be using in this. Okay, so here I just have some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. The recipe calls for, excuse me, 1 pound of chicken thighs cubed. This package here has about 2 pounds in here. So I'm going to go ahead and take maybe 2 of these out and only cut up 4. And as you can see, there, is a little bit of fat on here. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to cut off some of the bigger sections that are hanging off. But if you are following a keto type of diet, you know that fat is good, and that's why you're actually encouraged to use chicken thighs as opposed to chicken breast, because there's more fat, and fat keeps you full. So I'll keep a little bit on here. I just don't want like these big chunks. Okay. And then we're just going to cube it up, keeping in mind that as it cooks, the pieces will shrink up a little bit. So we want them to end up being bite-sized. And if you really just don't like using dark meat, I mean, you can definitely use white meat for this recipe. Okay, so our chicken is all cubed up. Okay, so our chicken is all cubed up here, and I'm just going to get some butter in this pan. It does not recommend or suggest using oil. It does say to use butter. And I am using an Irish butter, just because we do find that we like it, the flavor of it, a lot better than regular butter, but use whatever you have. And then I'm just going to get this chicken in the pan. And we're just going to let that go while we work on our next steps. Alright, and while the chicken is going, I'm going to start working on the crust, which is going to go over the top of this. So here is the Carbquik that I am going to be using. And it is a replacement, a low carb option, replacement for Bisquick or like Jiffy Mix. You can use it to make muffins. You can use it to make so many different desserts. If you Google recipes using Carbquik, there are so many. So the recipe that I have calls for 1 cup of that. And then it's calling for 1 egg. And a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then a 1/4 cup of water. A teaspoon of thyme is optional, and then it's salt and pepper. So it's saying 1/2 teaspoon salt and pepper. I have some pink Himalayan salt here. I'm not really going to measure it. Just going to eyeball. And same with the pepper. I actually have some fresh thyme that I'm going to be throwing in with the filling mixture. I have some fresh thyme for my garden, some fresh sage, and some fresh rosemary. So I will just do that in the filling. And I think that's it for the filling. We're just going to get it mixed up. Or I'm sorry, for the topping. So that's pretty simple, right? Okay, and now we're just going to check on our chicken and see what's going on with that. Okay, so our chicken's looking good. I'm just going to come in here and kind of flip it around. And I have my oven preheated to 350. And at this point, I'm going to start adding some of the veggies so those can start sauteing. So the recipe gives you, basically tells you onion, celery, green beans. It does say cauliflower or broccoli, carrots, bell pepper, etc. It's basically whatever you have on hand to use. So today, I am opting for, and I already have it chopped, I'm going to be using some Vidalia onions, some celery, some broccoli, and some green beans. And I'm just going to get it all in there. I'm just using about half of that bag of green beans. And I'm also going to throw in my thyme, and my sage, and the rosemary. And I'll pull out the stems of the herbs before I put this into the pan. So just want that to start to saute, the onions to start becoming translucent, the broccoli, you know, to start getting tender. And then once that happens, we're going to be adding some more ingredients. Okay, so this has started cooking down, and we're going to go on and add the next thing. So, the next thing we want to add is we're just going to sprinkle it with a little salt and pepper. This is going to be using chicken broth or chicken stock, and I do have a low sodium, so I am going to add that extra salt. And then just some more cracked black pepper into this. And some white wine vinegar. And we need 1 tablespoon of that. If you didn't have white wine vinegar, you could use, red wine vinegar, balsamic, apple cider, white vinegar, whatever. And we just want to stir that a little bit around to get up some of the brown bits. It does say to put the vinegar in first before the chicken stock and let it get syrupy, but honestly it just kind of disappeared into here, so I don't know what they're talking about with that. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the chicken broth. So this is just one I got from Aldi, so a half a cup of that, and I'm going to kick this up a little more. I had it on medium high. I'm going to get it to a high heat now. And so you just want to get up all those little bits at the bottom of the pan, because it's flavor. It smells really good. If I would have had some baby carrots or something like that, I would have chopped them up and put them in here, because it's very green, but that's okay. A lot of nutrients in here. Okay, so the next part of the recipe calls for either a half a block of cream cheese, or if you wanted to save calories, which I'm going to try this today, is there's something called psyllium husk powder. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, it's organic, and this is going to add as a thickener to this. So I'm going to be trying that out. I will link it down below. This is what it looks like. Almost like a flour. And the cream cheese would be acting as a thickener as well. So let's see what happens with this today. So it's telling me to use 1 teaspoon of this. And also use half a teaspoon of paprika and a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, which is optional. So let's get our paprika in here. Now, something that the recipe does not call for, but I'm going to use, is some ground turmeric. I like adding this to various things. I don't think it has a very strong flavor, but turmeric has some great antioxidant properties, some really great nutritional properties. So I like adding it. I even put it in my bulletproof coffee along with my cinnamon, just to get a little more nutrition. So, and it lends a really beautiful color to things. So if you've always wondered what you can use turmeric for, just try throwing it in stuff. I even put it in like chicken salad, because it's almost a mustardy color, so it goes well with the mustard and the chicken salad. And I am going to add some red pepper flakes, because we like a little kick around here. some of us more than others. And this is just some of the peppers from my garden that I dehydrated and then crushed up. That's it, you guys. It just says to go ahead and let this, you know, continue cooking until everything's fully cooked. It does say to turn it on high. So at this time, I'm going to just go ahead and pull out my herbs here, because we definitely don't want to bite into twigs. And I think that's all of it. Oops. Overboard. And definitely, you want to make sure the chicken is fully cooked. Even though it's going in the oven, it's only going in the oven for about 30 minutes. And dark meat takes longer to cook than the white meat of the chicken. So I'm just going to let this go for a couple minutes, and then we are going to get it into our baking dish. Alright, so our filling looks done. And just to let you know, I added a little more salt than the recipe called for. I added about another quarter cup of chicken stock than the recipe called for. And I added another couple tablespoons of the white wine vinegar than the recipe called for. Now, it doesn't say to spray or grease your dish, but I just feel like I would rather do it and be better safe than sorry, just to help things from, you know, keep them from not sticking. And this pan weighs a ton. Oh my gosh. I got this from IKEA. Oh my gosh, this skillet is so heavy. Oh. Alright, just gonna get this. You could use like an 8x8 dish. It does say a pie pan, but I figured this will work out just as well. I didn't feel like digging out my pie dish. And then it says to just take our topping and spoon it over the top. I'm going to assume this will kind of spread out a little bit because of the heavy cream that's in there. But we shall see, huh? Online there were several different low-carb pot pie recipes using the Carbquik. I went with the one that said easy. So we'll see. If we don't like this one like a whole lot, then I'll try a different recipe. Okay. And we're done with that. And I'm going to just get this into a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. And I will show you guys what we're looking at when we're all done. So here is what it looks like coming out of the oven. It smells really good. So I'm just going to take some out of here, and then we are going to give it a try. Now the first observation I would have is that it doesn't have like a lot of gravy in there like your typical pot pie, but can probably do some adjustments with the recipe. Maybe adding the cream cheese would have giving it more of a gravy in there. Alright, I'm going to turn the camera around so me and the hubs can give this a try. Alright, so let's give this a try. It's kind of falling apart. I do wish there was more of a gravy to it.
Very hot.
It tastes good.
It's delicious.
You like it?
I do. As you said, though.
It has like a chicken soup taste to it. I don't know if that makes sense. Definitely a lot of flavor.
And the bread is like biscuits.
Yeah, I do like how that topping tastes really good. Just need to get more gravy in here.
Yeah, that would be great, but it is good as is, though. I mean, you can always improve things.
Chicken's really tender. So, I think I would make this again with some adjustments to get more liquid in here. Or maybe I'll try one of the other recipes. If I do, I'll bring that one to you as well. But if you're looking for a low carb option, I think it's definitely worthwhile to make this. You know, it's pretty satisfying. So, there you go, you guys. If you like seeing these types of videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you hit that button down below and show that support. And until next time, stay safe, be blessed, and eat well. Bye!